Thanks for tuning in to the Diaphragm Dynasty. I'm back with another Drifting on a Dream edition of my podcast where I cover older albums and kind of give a review to them and talk about their significance and their importance to the R&B genre and to pop in some degree, depending on how large the album was. Um, so today I will be covering or Drifting on a Dream on Marcus Houston's Naked album. Now, this album um, was huge for his career. Now, Marcus Houston had mild success before this with Immature and I Am Little X, the group, and what he was able to do from an actor standpoint, being a young child star and young child actor on Sister Sister with the Mari twins, Tia and Tamara Mari, and what he was able to do there. Now, acting wise, he was more successful, way more successful than he was musically. But after this album is really a debate of which one was he more successful in, because he's still making music now, but he's not really acting as much now. So um, there's an argument there, but that's for another day. But this album was his best work, whether it be movie, TV show, anything. This is his best work, this album. And a lot had to do with, the time frame that this was released. The R&B scene was kind of sloping, it was kind of trending upwards at the time. So a lot of songs were being highlighted, or a lot of songs were starting to reach pop success because after Confessions in 2004, people started listening more to the genre and started respecting it more. Because after the 90s, it was a downslope a little bit in that early 2000s period. But around 2004, that it started to trend upwards. So in the 2005, he was starting to get acclaim, started to own the R&B scene a little bit, get respect, or at least keep up there with the Ushers and artists like that. And he had songs before, the clubbing song with Joe Budden, which was a great song. The That Girl song as well, which was written by That Girl was written by Marcus Houston, and clubbing was written by R. Kelly at the time. But he had nothing like the songs that he had on Naked on that first album that he had, which was self-titled album, I believe. But because he had, let's talk about the first song on the album, All Because of You, which was the lead off single, written by Rico Love, which Rico Love is one of the best songwriters in the game, especially during that time period. It's coming off that Confessions run, the song he wrote on there, the throwback song. But that song gave Marcus Houston a great start, but it didn't tell us what was about to happen. So the album was called Naked, but he released a song called Naked as well, if you can remember that, back in 05, that had the video with it, that was played everywhere. The song was everywhere, all over the radio. Crazy to think about a song like that with that title could be on the radio, but it was around that time, before the radio became more poppy and more came became more child friendly. He had that song, but another great song written by Tank and the Underdogs, or produced by the Underdogs, but it created that perfect marriage in music. But that was the biggest song of that year, in my opinion, because it catapulted him into a new light. It made people take him more serious as an artist and say, "Wow, we got to listen to this Marcus Houston guy. He's not just Roger Go Home. He's Marcus Houston, the songstress, the songer. I mean, the singer." Uh, but this is a song that he would eat off for the rest of his life, just because it's timeless. It doesn't have a time frame or era to it. It was a great song. Um, and somehow it only peaked at number 8 on the Billboard charts, but that's that's in comparison to other genres too. So I'm not sure it was out at the time, but it's just a testament how great that year was musically, I guess, at least from a single standpoint. But he had other great songs on the album as well, which was Sex With You, which is another song produced by the Underdogs and written by Tank. That was a great underrated combination back then that should have had, more exploration on it. They should did more work together. Um, and it was in the same realm as the Naked song as well, single. Marriage was a great song, which he talked about. Marriage don't change nothing but your last name, which is to some degree is true. me and my wife before we got, when we got married, it's pretty much a formality. We was already living together, paying bills, um, raising kids together. We was already doing that stuff. So it pretty much only did just change your last name and put a ring on your finger. But it's a great song when you check it out. Definitely check it out. But very good album from Marcus Houston. It had timeless classics on it. And if you haven't, checked it out, definitely check it out. Until next time, I'll see you next time.